Hi everyone. So today I want to make a review on my recent purchase from Joy. I ordered the Damier Ebene Graceful MM. Now this is actually my first handbag that I purchased from her. And I actually had the Graceful MM, the authentic bag, a couple of months ago. But prior to that bag, I had purchased the Pochette Métis, which is a little bit more expensive. And to be honest, I felt a little guilty about purchasing the Graceful right after, so I decided to sell it because I also wasn't very convinced. I felt that the bag was a little too big, and I am 5'1", so I felt it was a little too big for me. So I wasn't like 100% convinced, and I just kind of thought, you know, I'll get a handbag from Joy. And I did a lot of research. I watched a lot of YouTube videos before purchasing this bag, but there really weren't many. So I think that is one of the reasons why I decided to go ahead and do it, was just to go ahead and you know, give you a good review on the bag. So yeah, so this is the bag. Now I'm gonna give you I guess like a brief background on what happened. I ordered the bag, and my husband actually was here when the package arrived, and he thought it would be a pleasant surprise to open up my package and unwrap everything. So that was done. He sent me a picture when he received it, and he just thought, you know, it was going to be nice to get a picture, but I wasn't very excited about the picture because I wanted to do it myself. So that's why I didn't do an unboxing. But he just told me that it was wrapped very bad, so he wasn't impressed, I guess, with that. So yeah, so I'll go ahead and get started. So again, this is the bag. Now my initial thoughts when I first came to see the bag, it had a very strong smell, and it smelled like plastic. Unlike the original bags, they have like a leather smell. This one smelled, oops, sorry, this one smelled just like plastic. So yeah. Okay, so when I first saw it, I don't think you can tell very much here, but the bag looked a little reddish to me. And yeah, I was, to be honest, you guys, I was a little bit disappointed, just because I thought, I mean, I know it's a replica, but I thought it was going to be like very, 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 like extremely similar to the authentic version. And I guess because I had the authentic version for quite some time, like I looked to see exactly the things that, you know, I paid a lot of attention to when I had the authentic bag. But yeah, so the first thing that caught my eye was the canvas. Now I had actually like heard from from other buyers that she doesn't have the best Damier Ebene print. I think Nancy does, and I totally agree. When I first saw it, to me it looked a little reddish, and that just kind of, you know, made it look fake. And one of the other things that caught my attention was the leather. This leather was just way too shiny. Now my husband actually says this is not real leather, and Joy's description does say that it's supposed to be leather, but I don't think it is, and it's way too shiny. It does say Louis Vuitton, but you know what? It actually, the font is too big. and I don't think my camera is focusing very well, but yeah, the font is definitely too big. It does have the 3 Louis Vuittons on the top and the 3 on the bottom, so that is good. And the back as well, it has 3 and 3, so that is good. But was not very impressed. And again, this just, it's really shiny, and the authentic version does not, the leather is not that shiny. One of the other things that I was very, very, very disappointed about was the hardware. The authentic Louis Vuittons, they use brass, and this is just like gold plated, I guess. It's just, it looks really yellowish. It just looks really yellow, and I think that just kind of definitely give it away that it's not an authentic bag. Now I'm going to try to compare it to, okay, so this is an authentic Louis Vuitton bag, and I don't know if you can tell, maybe it's gonna be like too, but you see this is kind of like, this is too yellow, not like this one. So yeah, so that totally, like, you know, makes it look like a replica. Now the interior, it does say, you know what, the let me just close here. Okay, there we go. The authentic does, like, this does say Louis Vuitton. In my camera, it's just not focusing very well, so I'm not exactly sure what's going on. Let me try to focus it. We might just have to do it like this, but okay, so this little, I don't know what it's called, it does say Louis Vuitton, and yeah, my camera is probably not going to catch that. It's not focusing very well. I'm not exactly sure what's going on there. This is my first video too, so sorry. Okay, but this does say Louis Vuitton like the authentic does. This is just like the authentic. And then this little thing right here does say Louis Vuitton as well, just like the authentic. However, just the color is kind of what throws it off. And this, the back too, this is the back side. They do say Louis Vuitton just like the authentic does. Okay, now the interior, one thing that I needed to point out was that when I felt it, okay, so from the outside, the canvas feels a little thinner, and let me put this, and yeah, so like overall this just feels a little thinner than the authentic. The inside does have the red, but I feel that the fabric that this is like the you know, that they use, of course is cheaper than the authentic. The authentic was a little more, I don't think it was as bright as the red that they use. And this is the interior of the bag. One of the other things that I paid attention to very closely was the heat stamp. So the authentic does not have it. Does not look like this. It's actually all brown, and this one has the letters in red. So that totally like makes it look like it's a replica. It does have the pocket inside, but, and then of course it does have the magnetic closure like the authentic one does. But again, the font here that they use is way too big. The little luggage tag, it's smaller than the authentic one for sure. And it does say Louis Vuitton Paris, and I believe that's the same thing. I mean, it's the same as the luggage tag, but the size of this is just smaller than the authentic. Okay, so that is my review of the bag. Yeah, you know what, from 1 to 10, I think I would give this a 5. I was very disappointed because I just expected a little bit more. Like, I had just, you know, I watched a lot of videos where people always give Joy a lot of credit for her bags, but yeah, the handle, it feels a little thin too. The sound that it makes is very plasticky as well. See, and if you could just see, if you could just, I hate that the camera's not focusing, but if you could just see this, you guys could, I mean, you can just tell this is plastic, for sure. Plastic. It looks very, very, very cheap. Unlike the real one. I mean, this one, it even makes a different type of noise. And it's just, it's heavier, it's just heavier. Even like the handles. And I can, oh, let me try to compare the handles. Maybe it'll show you. No, you can't see. But you know, this just looks, I mean, of course the authentic versions are always going to be way better. But this, you guys, it just, you can just tell, like, it's not even brass, it's not even like, I mean, you can just tell, it's just literally, it looks like plastic to me. So I don't know how long this bag is going to last. I would probably say about a year. So so yeah, from a 1 to a 10, I would definitely give it a 5. I was very disappointed. I thought it was going to be closer. Maybe from like a 1 to a 10, I thought it was probably going to be like a 9. But because I know it's a replica and I know that it's not going to look exactly like the authentic, but I just didn't think it was going to be this off. And you know what? And I think if I would have seen like an honest review of this bag from Joy, I don't think I would have ordered it. Just because, I don't know, I thought it was going to be really close, very nice, and you know, but I think the handle here is longer than the authentic, and I'll try to post some pictures because I took some pictures on my authentic one before I actually sold it. And the authentic one kind of, I guess it's not as long as this one for sure. So yeah, I mean, is it worth the money that I paid? I guess it is, but I don't know. I think I don't know. I think I've heard that her monogram is closer to the authentic. I actually ordered something else from her, so I could probably do a review and compare it to the authentic one. But yeah, so far this one was not a good bag. I don't know, I'm a little worried about the little corners here too. I don't know how, I mean, if it's gonna, like, you know, start peeling off or whatever, but yeah, so this is the bag. again. And got here really quick. Only took her like 10 days. No, a little bit more than that. Took her like 14 days in total because I ordered on the 2nd and I got here on the 16th. So it took her about 14 days to get me the bag. And I'm gonna go ahead and try to insert pictures of the authentic bag in this video, but if not, they'll be at the end of the video. So, and I actually, like, I was looking very close at the pattern here at the canvas, and it seems that Joy uses like a black color. Like, I feel that this brown, the chocolate brown, is more of a black and red, and this is more of a black and gold color, and the authentic does not, and that's why I think it makes it just, it gives it that red undertone, because the authentic is like chocolate brown and then brown, and then this one is more of like a, you know, brown with a lighter brown with like a, I'm gonna say like a khaki color, but yeah, it's not. So I've heard there are other sellers that have a better damier bean canvas, so you might want to look elsewhere. But would I recommend this bag? No. I honestly give it a 5 out of 10. But if you want to risk it, maybe get a better bag, then yeah, go for it. Okay, you guys, hope you like my video. Let me know if you have any questions or anything, and I will get those answered for you. Have a good day.